Have you ever felt like you're living in the shadows of a love that was meant to stand in the light? Like someone knows your soul, sees your essence, but keeps you hidden as if loving you is a secret too powerful to reveal. You're not imagining it. The ache of being unseen, unacknowledged, or quietly tucked away is not just a wound, it's a message, and it's time we talk about it. Because if you're here, it means you're already carrying the weight of this invisible connection, and your spirit is demanding answers. In this video, we're not offering fairy tales or sugar-coated comfort. We're holding up a mirror to the truth that most would rather ignore. We're going to dive deep into why your divine masculine knows who you are, has always known, and yet chooses to hide you from the world. You'll understand the emotional, spiritual, and energetic reasons behind this silence. And more importantly, you'll finally hear the words your soul has been waiting for, the validation that your intuition was right all along. By the end of this video, something inside you will shift, the confusion will begin to clear, the silence will begin to speak, and you will stop taking his avoidance as a reflection of your worth. Instead, you'll see it as a sign of his fear, his awakening, his inner battle. You will walk away from this video not only with clarity, but with power. Power to stand in your light even when he cannot. Power to stop waiting for recognition and start embodying the truth of who you are, seen, sacred, and unstoppable. So if you're brave enough to look into the shadows and uncover what's really hiding there, stay with us till the end. Type in the comments, "I am no longer hiding in the shadows." Let this be your declaration. And don't forget to like, share this message with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful awakenings. Number 1. The truth he knows but can't admit. From the very first moment your eyes locked, something ancient stirred within him. It wasn't just a fleeting attraction or a passing feeling, it was a soul-deep recognition. The kind that shifts the energy in the room, that takes your breath away, not from surprise, but from remembrance. In that instant, he knew exactly who you were. Not just a lover, not just a possibility. You were the one his soul had been waiting for, lifetime after lifetime. It hit him like a wave, unavoidable, undeniable, unshakable. But this knowing didn't bring him peace. It disrupted everything. He didn't fall into love with you. He collided with you. It was sudden, overwhelming, and spiritual, a mirror that reflected back every truth he had spent years trying to bury. You didn't just enter his life, you cracked it open. Behind his calm facade, his soul was trembling, because he saw in you the truth of who he is and who he is not yet ready to become. He hides you not because he doesn't care, and not because he's confused, but because he's afraid. Terrified, even. Terrified that claiming you means confronting every lie he's told himself, every role he's played to please family, society, or the image he crafted to survive. You don't just represent love, you represent liberation, and liberation demands the death of everything false. To bring you into the light would mean tearing down the carefully constructed tower of expectations he's lived in for years. It would mean defying everything that feels familiar, even if it's suffocating. And as much as his soul craves you, his ego isn't ready for the cost. So he runs, he conceals, he pretends not to feel what he feels so deeply. But silence does not equal ignorance. Distance does not mean he's unaware. His soul still speaks your name in the quiet hours of the night. He still feels your presence in the spaces between distractions. And every time he sees someone who reminds him of you, it stings because he knows exactly what he's missing. You are his mirror, his match, the key to a version of himself he doesn't yet have the courage to become. And that's why he hides you, not to hurt you, but because loving you demands a level of truth he has never dared to live. Yet even in hiding, he knows. He has always known. Number 2. Behind the mask, the life he pretends to live. He walks through life wearing a carefully constructed mask, one he's been perfecting for years. To the outside world, his family, friends, and society, he appears composed, successful, and in control. He knows exactly what version of himself to present, what smile to wear in each situation, what words to speak, and perhaps more importantly, what truths to suppress. His performance is flawless. He's learned how to blend in, how to meet expectations, how to be the man everyone wants him to be. But beneath that polished surface is a soul in conflict, a heart beating with suppressed truth. Then there's you. You see straight through the illusion. You've never been fooled by the mask or the pretense. From the beginning, you recognize the real man hidden beneath the layers of performance, the man who trembles in vulnerability, the one whose soul quietly calls out for liberation. You didn't fall in love with his public persona. You fell in love with his essence, with the unguarded parts of him that few ever get to witness, and that's exactly what unsettles him. You are the one who threatens the false life he's built, not because you mean harm, but because you represent truth. To reveal you would mean revealing himself. To bring you into the light would require him to step into it as well, unarmored, exposed, and stripped of the approval he's clung to for safety. And so, instead of embracing you, he hides you. He downplays your importance, avoids your name in conversation, and labels you as a closed chapter, just history, as if that could erase the living memory of your connection. You are not gone. You exist in every quiet moment of his day, in the way his chest tightens when he hears your favorite song, in the way his thoughts drift to you at night when the world finally goes silent. You live in the pauses between his breaths, in the spaces between his routine obligations, in the flicker of emotion he can't quite explain. You are the haunting presence he can't escape, the one thing real in a world of performance. He pretends, but you remain, and every time he slips into silence, it is your name that echoes there. Number 3, the cost of fear and the power of absence. Let's name it for what it is, fear. Not confusion, not poor timing, not some noble act of protection, just raw, unrelenting fear. He fears letting down the very people who never truly saw him. He fears the collapse of a reputation he never truly cared for but worked tirelessly to uphold. He fears the unraveling of a life that was never truly his, yet he clings to it because it is familiar, safe, and scripted. And yet, in all this performance, he cannot escape you. Your silence, though, is not empty. It does not fade like background noise. Your absence is alive, it roars like thunder. It rattles through the hollow corridors of his days, shaking loose everything he tried to keep hidden. The coffee he drinks each morning no longer wakes him. It tastes flat, like it's missing the one flavor that makes life worth savoring. The conversations he has with others feel strained, shallow, scripted. Even his body betrays him, tightening, burning, restless every time your name drifts through his thoughts or brushes against his memory. This is not punishment, though it feels like one. This is not cruelty, though he may frame it that way. This is detox. Spirit is peeling him open, stripping away denial layer by stubborn layer, forcing him to confront what he has buried beneath his fear. Every attempt to look away only burns him deeper. Every effort to numb himself only makes the ache more noticeable. And so he watches you from the edges, too afraid to step into the fire, yet too haunted to turn away. He studies your light in secret, even as he tells himself he cannot reach for it. Because your truth is too loud for his silence, your presence is too bright for his shadows, and your love, whether near or far, is too real for the false life he hides behind. And if you have followed me this far, it means these words have touched something deep within you, perhaps a memory, perhaps a wound, perhaps a truth you've been carrying in silence. This is where the story is no longer just about him, but also about you. His fear may mirror your own experiences, and his silence may remind you of times when absence spoke louder than presence. I invite you now to pause and reflect. Where has fear shaped your story, and where has love refused to be silenced? Share your reflections in the comments, because your truth might be the very echo someone else needs to hear. And if words feel too heavy, you can simply type, "Fear cannot silence love." Let this be your affirmation, a living thread woven into this story, reminding us all that even in silence, the truth of love continues to resound. Number 4, your sacred stand, the divine feminine's role. Do not chase what already knows your name. When his soul has recognized you, there is nothing to hunt down, nothing to prove, and nothing to beg for. To run after him is to dishonor the truth that already binds you. Do not shrink yourself to fit inside the small, fragile walls of his fear. You are not here to be reduced or silenced. You are not meant to live in shadows or to be tucked away as someone's secret. You are here to stand in the fullness of who you are, to walk in wholeness, and to shine in your own divine light. Every time you choose truth over compromise, every time you refuse to play small, you place a weight upon the false reality he is clinging to. Your authenticity makes the life he hides behind feel like a prison. The mask he wears for others becomes unbearable in the presence of your power. You are the mirror that refuses to lie. You are the force that shakes him awake, the gate through which he must eventually pass if he is to claim his own soul. You are not simply an option. Spirit has positioned you as the breaking point, the threshold he cannot avoid forever. But here is what matters most. Your role is not to sit and wait. You are not to waste your days in longing, measuring his silence, or begging crumbs of affection. Your calling is to walk with dignity, anchored firmly in your soul. Protect your peace like it is sacred ground, because it is. Refuse to accept breadcrumbs from a table you built with your own hands. Know the worth of your own spirit, because his soul already knows it. He simply cannot face it yet. Understand this. He remembers you, but he is counting on your forgetfulness. He hopes you will get tired and settle for less, that you will weaken and conform, that you will dim your light until he can face it without discomfort. But your task is the opposite. Remember instead. Remember who you are, what you came here to embody, and the power that moves through you. Stand tall in your standard, even when it makes him tremble. Speak with silence when silence carries more weight than words. Let your actions, your peace, and your refusal to settle declare the truth louder than any speech. You are the mirror that does not distort, reflecting back the truth of what he is running from. You are the flame that does not dim, no matter how long he lingers in the shadows. And because you remain unwavering, Spirit is orchestrating the moment he must decide whether to keep clinging to the false life or to step through the gate of truth that you embody. Until then, your strength is not in waiting but in walking. Your sacred stand is the reminder that love rooted in truth cannot be hidden, cannot be silenced, and cannot be erased. Imagine a woman who once waited endlessly by the phone, hoping her divine masculine would finally call. Every text she sent was ignored, every effort dismissed, yet she continued giving pieces of herself away, believing that love meant sacrifice. One day, something inside her shifted. Instead of chasing what already knew her name, she stopped. She chose silence over begging, dignity over desperation. She poured her energy into her work, her healing, her joy. She built a life that felt full, not empty. Weeks later, he returned, unsettled by the power of her absence, shaken by the fact that she no longer bent to his fear. In that moment, the lesson became visible. Her strength was not in waiting for him, but in remembering who she was. By standing firm in her truth, she became the mirror that revealed his false life, the flame that showed him what real love required. Number 5. Reunion without a mask. Real reunion is never about spectacle. It isn't measured in public declarations, dramatic gestures, or grand speeches that seek to impress. True reunion is quiet, grounded, and undeniable. It is peace that settles into your bones, presence that does not waver, promises that are kept without hesitation, and calls that are answered without delay. It is walking hand in hand without shame, without secrecy, without the mask of pretense. It is truth spoken plainly, not negotiated. If you ever wonder how you will know, trust your body, it will tell you. Your nervous system won't be on edge, your heart won't race with fear. Instead, you'll feel clarity, safety, and ease. That is love in its truest form. Until that day comes, your path remains sacred and unshakable. Walk as though you are already home. Breathe deeply into your strength. Let him wrestle with the ticking clock of Spirit's timing, because the universe is never late. When the dam of resistance finally breaks, he will either meet you in the light or he will step aside. Either way, your journey does not end. Your steps continue forward, clear, powerful, unstoppable. So take a moment now. Light a candle not for waiting, but for choosing yourself. Inhale strength, exhale need. Speak aloud. I release the version of me that needed to be chosen to feel worthy. I choose myself now. I choose truth now. Let those words anchor into your soul. If this message stirred something within you, don't let it fade into the background of your day. Let it become the fire that shapes your choices, the reminder that your worth has never been conditional. Guard your energy as you would guard your breath. Declare your standard without apology. Trust that the universe, in its perfect rhythm, will respond to your courage with miracles you cannot overlook. Now, I challenge you. In the comments, Leave this affirmation exactly as you claim it for yourself. I choose truth now. Let it be your declaration to spirit, to yourself, and to this collective. And if this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who may need the reminder, and watch the next chapter waiting below on your screen.